You just cut someone off, without a fight, without an explanation, and without any closure. Ever wonder why disappearing felt so much easier than just saying what hurt you? Today, I'll explain the psychology of ghosting like you're 5 years old. By the end, you'll understand exactly why your brain chooses the exit over the conversation, and what it's actually protecting you from. Picture someone in your life doing something that hurts you. Maybe a friend cancels on you for the 4th time in a row, always with a reason that sounds just plausible enough. Maybe a coworker takes credit for your idea and acts like it never happened. Maybe someone says something that lands completely wrong and then acts like nothing happened. You feel it, that slow burn in your chest, and the slight tightening when their name comes up on your phone. And you think about saying something, so you actually rehearse it. You lie in bed running through the conversation. What you'd say, how they'd respond, what you'd say to that. You build the whole thing out in your head, word for word, but then you picture their face when you bring it up. The awkwardness that would follow, and the possibility that they'd get defensive, that they'd make you feel like the problem for even mentioning it. So you don't say anything. And then you say less and less until one day you're just done. No fight, no confrontation, no explanation. You quietly exit, and the other person is left wondering what happened, replaying every recent interaction, trying to figure out where it went wrong. You didn't blow up or cause a scene, so why does it feel like you're the one who did something wrong? Here's the thing you've been told your whole life. Confrontation is bad. Drama is bad. And if someone upsets you, you're supposed to rise above it. Keep the peace, be the bigger person. And if you can't resolve it, sometimes people just drift apart. That's the story, and it sounds reasonable, but it's not what's actually happening in your brain. Your brain has a threat detection system. It's ancient, automatic, and it runs faster than conscious thought. Before you even decide how you feel about a situation, this system has already scanned it, assessed the risk, and started preparing your response. Think of it as an alarm, a tiny, overprotective alarm hardwired into the middle of your brain. Scientists call it the amygdala, but let's call it what it actually is, the part of your brain that's still convinced it's trying to outrun a tiger. And this alarm was built for a specific world, a world where the wrong social move could get you exiled from the group. Exile, for most of human history, didn't mean an awkward few weeks. It meant you died. So the alarm is calibrated for survival, not for Tuesday. Now here's where it gets interesting. When a threat is physical, something coming at you, the alarm fires and gives you options. Fight, run, freeze. Those are your emergency exits. But confrontation is a social threat, and social threats are different. You can't outrun your coworker. You can't physically fight your best friend. And freezing, just sitting there doing nothing, feels unbearable. So your brain invented a 4th option. Withdraw, pull back, create distance, remove the threat from your environment entirely. And the cleanest version of that? Cut the person off. No conversation required. No outcome to manage. No moment where it could go sideways. The threat is just gone. It feels like a decision. It's actually a defense response. Your amygdala cannot tell the difference between a real threat and a difficult conversation. It does not know the year. It is not taking questions. And here's the part nobody talks about. The reason confrontation triggers the alarm isn't because you're afraid of a fight. It's because you're afraid of a specific outcome inside the fight. Being dismissed. Being told you're overreacting. Being vulnerable. Showing someone exactly where they hurt you, and having them not care at all. That's the real threat. Not the conflict, the exposure. Your brain runs a rapid calculation. It sounds something like this. If I bring this up, I have to show them exactly how much this affected me. And if they respond badly, if they get defensive, minimize it, or turn it around on me, I lose. Not just the argument, something deeper. Something about whether my feelings are real or worth anything. So the alarm says, don't give them that shot. Close the file. Walk away clean. And you do, because it feels like self-protection. But here's the part that flips everything. What you're protecting yourself from in the confrontation is the same thing you're creating by avoiding it. When you cut someone off without a word, you never find out what would have actually happened. You never get to test whether they would have heard you, whether the relationship could have survived honesty, whether you were wrong about them. You protected yourself from a hypothetical bad outcome, and you guaranteed a real one. The relationship ends. Not because you were incompatible, but because your alarm fired and you believed it. That's not weakness. That's a survival system doing exactly what it was designed to do. protecting you from social pain by eliminating the source. Your brain didn't malfunction. It just optimized for a world that no longer exists. So why do some people confront and others cut? Here's the variable that actually matters. It's not confidence. It's not personality type. It's what happened the last time you were vulnerable in a conflict. If you showed someone where they hurt you and they responded with warmth or repair or at least honesty, your brain logged that as safe. Conflict leads somewhere. Try again. But if you showed someone where they hurt you and they minimized it, weaponized it, or walked away, your brain logs something else entirely. Vulnerability in conflict equals loss. Do not do that again. So you didn't. Here's the cruel part. The brain doesn't generalize well under threat. It learned one rule from one person in one moment, and now it applies that rule to everyone. Your alarm is running old software. Threat response built from a relationship that might be years behind you, pointed at people who might actually be different. Think about that. The person who taught your nervous system that honesty was dangerous might be completely out of your life. A parent, an ex, a friend from years ago who made you feel small for speaking up. But their lesson is still in there, quietly steering you toward the exit every single time. That's not a character flaw. That's a scar acting like a strategy. Here's where we go back to that moment. The friend who canceled, the coworker who took credit, the person who said the wrong thing and moved on like nothing happened. You still feel the pull towards silence. The exit, already mapped out in the back of your mind. But now you know what that pull actually is. It's not maturity. It's not protecting your peace. It's a threat system making a split-second calculation that conflict will cost more than connection is worth, based on evidence from a past that isn't the present. You're not avoiding confrontation because you're emotionally evolved. You're avoiding it because somewhere in your history, staying open cost you something real. And your nervous system decided it wasn't doing that again. So here's what actually changed today. You now understand that the exit isn't a decision, it's a reflex. And reflex can be questioned. It can't be stopped mid-fire, but it can be examined after. That's the opening. The one reframe that actually changes something isn't be more confrontational. It's smaller than that. Before you make the exit permanent, ask one question. Am I leaving because this relationship is genuinely done? Or am I leaving because the conversation feels too dangerous to start? Those are two completely different reasons to go. And only one of them is actually about the other person. Here's what we covered today. Your brain treats social conflict like a survival threat. Withdrawal isn't a choice. It's a defense response. And the rule your nervous system is following was probably written by someone who's no longer even in your life. You're not broken. Your alarm is just aimed at the wrong thing. So here's what I want you to do. Think of someone you went quiet on. Someone you slowly disappeared from without ever saying why. Now ask yourself, if the conversation had gone well, if they had actually heard you and responded with care, would you still want them in your life? Drop your answer in the comments. Because I think more people have a name in their head right now than anyone wants to admit.